All right, Miss Holly, ready, set. Let's hear all about Costa Rica. Give us the lowdown, babes.
Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm so excited to share this. First of all, I just want to edify the people that were there. When we had our dinner at the end, there was a sign with all the names, and there was 29 people from the USA, 29, and 6 of them are from this group. So, woo, so proud of Ann and White with Jim White, and Annie with Susie, and Mindy and her sister came, and Amy and her husband Jeff came, and I came with Dawn. And who else am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Tinley, who's executive. So, and her husband Hugh. We had the most incredible time. And just to give you a few little minutes of, I guess, put in the chat a 1 if you've ever earned a trip with Isogenics, a 1. And while you're doing that, I just want to say, if you have, you understand that they do everything top class. So we started out getting there, beautiful rooms with hammocks and swing chairs, a reception, and it was followed by the next day getting up super early. We did 3 excursions. We went zip lining, had 9 different locations. They actually did Tarzan, swinging through the jungle. It was incredible. Went to whitewater rafting, which we have some epic fun stories that we will share later. We all survived at moments that we didn't think we would. And then we went to hot springs and went mud bathing, and it was just over the top. After that, we got together with our team and celebrated how proud we were of all of these amazing people on Team Win that earned this. After that, the next day, we had a mastermind, and that's what we want to share just a little bit, because I know that's what you're probably most important, because success leaves clues. We have the people kind of giving us some scoop and some top leaders sharing some information. So I'm going to summarize that, because Lauren's going to share epic things and we want to keep it short. But from there, guys, we had a pool party. They had floats for us. They had rented the big cabanas, so we had fans inside the cabanas, all the bells and whistles. I even jumped in the pool and got my hair wet. I mean, do a cannon. I mean, it was just fun. From there, we had our closeout, dinner. It was beautiful. Tons of just recognition and dancing and music and food. And it was just incredible. So these are the things that we want all of us on this call. We want to be, we're taking notes from Canada. I know Anne and Jessica have been kind of talking about getting that team on, because they went from having 3 people the year before to 27 plus their spouses. So it was mind blowing. And it was, not to mention the Belgium team. So USA, here we come. We're going to do this. So in our mastermind, we talked about, I thought whoever said this was genius. No one wants to follow a parked car. So think about that. So let's make agreement that none of us are going to park our cars right now, even though it's Christmas time, that we're going to keep moving our car, and we're going to keep adding. I know I've seen enrollments come in today, so people are still thinking this, and we want to be moving, and by the time January comes, you're going to blow up. But don't wait and park your car until then. Dr. Plant, we always get so much great information about products, but as he's evolving, it's really fun to see him just really enjoying our culture. And he made some observations, and he said what he feels happens is sometimes people mistake activity with productivity. So we're going to have some activities tonight that Lauren's going to share, and we need those activities, right? We need to have vision boards. We need to have reels. We need to, do active, enhancement posts that we just did, engagement posts. But we also need to be doing income producing activities such as reach outs and follow-ups and digging in your reports and all those things. So we want to stay focused on that. What I liked is that we all should know this if we don't, because it's busy, that tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there is an associates call, and they're going to talk a lot more specific, but we can tease you just a little bit about what we learned. So they wrote up on the board 3. So if everyone has a pen and paper, if not, grab one. I meant to say that at the very beginning. 3 important steps to creating cycles, because we love our culture. Obviously, we love each other. We love this company, but we all want to create cycles and income. So the 3 important steps to creating cycles are increasing the average order size. And we can see the activities that the company's kind of doing with us is, even if you start them on a smaller package for whatever reason, that doesn't mean that next month we can't get them on our wellness pages and really talk to them about these other products. Retention, right? So we're getting credit if we can keep our customers reordering and ordering, we're going to be benefiting from that. And new enrollments. I mean, we're always not to concentrate just on the people we have, but always looking for new enrollments. So those are the three. So this was also interesting. I know as a team, our two teams coming together have really been killing this one-page opportunity page, which is awesome. And if you aren't there yet, that's something you definitely want to have on your list, because at the end, we'll have 3 calls to action. That's just for you. So 3 steps that you want to take charge that you're going to start now and carry out into the new year. But in this, they had talked a lot about the team builders bonus. And out of 100 people there in this mastermind, they asked us to raise our hands if we were ready and prepared, because we know how to explain it to somebody else. And only 10 people raised their hands. And 2 people came up, and I have those videos that I will share with Lauren and on Team Wynn's builders page. So we have those 2 videos, and they did a great job, and they did it like under 3 minutes, I believe. So something that we can all use. And they had a chart up there that was very legible that I will share as well. And we're not going to go through all of it because we don't have time, but that is something else that is on my call to action, is not only to, because you can look at the chart, but to actually be able to present it to somebody where it makes sense. Do not forget that we have these incredible reports. So if you have a pen and paper and you're not quite sure about this, you go under reports, then you look under the builders, and then you go to the builders and scroll down, and there's 3 different reports. There's an individual report that tells you where you have, and I just looked and I was surprised to see a lot of money in there. So I will say I haven't looked at it lately, and it's exciting. So I hope that you guys find it exciting. Then there's a report, so your downline, the 4 PET report, and then they're even taking, because we get credit for everyone for 1 year. So even though when I say that, we get the percentages, and after a year, they're expecting us, they're our team. So they're ordering, and they've got a team that's ordering. So it's helping our cycles, but they're encouraging us to continue to enroll, hence why that's on that list. Okay. So check those out, and then I will share that. And then I know as January comes, we're going to have more trainings. And then don't forget to be on the call tomorrow at 7 p.m. It's an associates call by Isogenics, and we'll be sharing that, and it'll probably be popping up everywhere. Okay, let's see. So the teases about some other things is this incentive trip we just had was incredible. There's another incentive trip that's coming that's more business related, yet with bells and whistles. And that's going to be in May. And it is going to, we've all, as executives, those who are paid as executive know that we get enrollments from the company, which is a great gift. And we get 10% on matches of our team, our personally enrolled, which is a great gift. But that's all. In the past, we've had other advantages. So they are going to put a lot more incentives, and most likely in those percentages will pump up. The value will be higher. I don't know all the details, but that's good news. So the message here is, if you're not paid as executive, which is fine, your goal should be top priority to get back there. Then there is going to be, for executives, exclusive swag, sneak peeks. And I don't know if that means on this trip in May, but it will only be, you'll only be qualified to be invited to go on this trip if you are paid as executive. And then the second component to earning this trip is going to be on your team bonus points. So that is why you want to understand how it works, and you want to be checking those reports. So that is the little teases that we have some incentives in May, that we have going to have more benefits if we get to executive, and that they're really basing a lot on our team reports, and that they feel like this is going to be a difference maker, and they want to make us more confident because it's so new that a lot of us aren't sure, but they pounded in our, like, this is going to be it. So I want to be excited for all of us about that. And then I just wanted to end with the way they ended with us, is coming up with 3 calls of action to take on your paper tonight of things that you are going to do. And so some ideas could be, maybe if you don't know the opportunity, to get really good at, speaking that and sharing that on a Zoom, and you can use some of us to practice with. And then you will be doing it for us one day, very soon, because we're going to need a lot of people to do that. And maybe it's to learn what this report is and how you share it. And then a lot of us were talking, not necessarily corporate wise on this, but just smaller, a 90-day plan, and maybe corporate does that too, like starting in January. So those are it. Thank you, Lauren. If there's any questions, let me know.
Girl, you're the bomb. We're like talking rapid fire right now. And Holly messaged Jess and I said, I want to share. And we had a team call planned. And I know it's like gingerbread cookie exchange, peppermint mocha martini is all galore happening this week. So we're like all speaking, like we had 18 beers and 14 e-shots right before the team call. But really fast, I want you guys just to do me a favor and think about the year. Like how we got on this call in January of 2023, how fired up we were, after coming back from Dallas and NYKO, and, we're talking about college and we're talking about Stella Trois, like, we knew that there was different trips that were going to be there, just think about kind of where you were and right now. And do you feel like your business is up from last year? Do you feel like your business is the same? Do you feel like your business is down? Where's your energy around it? And more importantly, what do you want in 2024, right? I've been in this business for 10 and a half years with this company, and it will always do this, right? I've had seasons of this, I've had seasons of this, I've had some seasons of this, right? I mean, we all are kind of doing this, but I think that this is such a special time of year that you can hit the reset button, that you can just, no matter where you are, and just say, okay, it's not about where I've been. It's not about what has or hasn't happened. It's about where I'm going. It's about what do I want most? What am I willing to do there? What am I willing, to make it happen? And there's a few things that I always love to do at this time of year that I want to leave you with. And maybe these are some of the action items that you can kind of take away that Holly beautifully laid out and ways to keep growing. And in no particular order, just some things I wanted to share with you as we go into this season, that we're joyful and that we are getting, paid to go to brunch with our family members. I mean, how cool is it to go to a cookie party and leave and be like, wow, I just got paid $150. My cycles grew, in the 30 minutes I was there to exchange some cookies or whatnot, which is really, really awesome. I want you to think about, how are you sharing Isagenix at these parties? How are you living this vibrant life, this healthy life, introducing people to our community and culture, while we're in the busy shuffle and bustle, right? I think that so many people are like, I'm starting on January 3rd. I'm starting on January 2nd, message me in the new year. And they just slide into this kind of duper of eggnog and peppermint lattes and everything else. But you want to be planting the seeds. I cannot encourage you enough to keep the lights on your store and be talking to people, because even if you feel like it's quiet now, even if people are tuning you out, they are watching. And come January 1st, January 2nd, January 8th for people that want a Monday start or whatever it is, right? When people are ready, they're going to be ready. And if they don't know where to go, they're going to go somewhere else. And the worst thing is for you to be like, oh my gosh, if Tinley would just do a 30-day, I know I could really help her. Oh my gosh, I would love to have Frank, do like, the next level pack. He'd be, great on the performance line, and to have these ideas. And then somebody's like, oh, I just signed up for Weight Watchers, or you prospect them on January 5th, and they go, oh, I just bought, a reset from Arbonne or Modere. You'd be like, wait, what? I didn't even know they had a reset. That I want you guys to keep posting. I want you to keep reaching out to people. I want you to be so bold about what you're doing, that when you're at get-togethers, give people the happy mix right now. Do you know how cute that is in a little like sachet, to give the stick of Ionics, the stick of Hydrate, and the stick of, Moringa? Just like, drink this in the morning and call me when you feel better. And, you don't even feel that for the martinis that you had. I love giving Hydrate out when people travel in knots, especially to Colorado, at altitude, and to teach them about, how it's going to help with their altitude headaches, how it's going to help with their immune system. And people pop Emergency and Arbonne like it's Pez. And we have so many better products that I want you guys to talk about that. but we know that people are talking about financial stress, and be bold about the opportunity, right? When you're thinking about your 2024, I want you to lose yourself in the service of someone else on what their 2024 can look like. What are they looking for? And you have heard Jess and I say this over and over and over and over, that Jenny is the most altruistic person that we've ever met. You know, that when she maxed out her business, you guys, she went 6-star to 10-star in a matter of months, but she went from 8-star to 10-star in a night, kind of like how Michael Bogart did a couple weeks ago. And it was when Jess and I both went to the 3-star or 4-star. And she was so obsessed with us hitting our goals, she didn't even realize what was happening in her back office. And when you can say, who do I know that would love to be around this community? Who do I know that would love to save a ton of time and be able to make a shake every single morning? Who do I know that needs ionics in their life? Who do I know that cannot go a day without college, collagen elixir? I almost said collagen supreme. That is because it is supreme. But to say, I'm going to start talking to people. I'm going to start reaching out to them, and to just pour your heart out to them and be so unattached to, oh, if I get 3 enrollments, I get $200, or, oh, if these people join my business, I'm going to get my team builder club, or, oh, it's going to get my cycles. And just who is looking for this? It makes it fun. It makes it authentic. It makes it relatable, but your business will change, because that's how we all started, right? People were so excited in the very beginning. Think about your first cleanse day and you ran around lit up like a Christmas tree. I mean, you couldn't keep your mouth shut if you tried. And now we've been doing it for so long and you get accustomed to that. But you've got to go back to, like, how did this first make me feel, right? And tell people that, because if you look at what's happening in Belgium, if you look what's happening in Canada, right? People are hopping over and they're obsessed with it because they're experiencing that for the very first time. So I want to read something to you guys. I told you that I'm prospecting quite hard in some of these Facebook groups, the mom groups and things, because it's really, really, really relatable, but I have to be careful, right? I can't post like pictures, before and after pictures in there. I'm not like, hey, if anyone wants to do a reset, you can barely even like friend people. They have to friend you, because I'm getting so much value out of these groups, right? Like, I'm truly building friendships and I'm learning so much as a new mom, but I'm telling you, it's like my target market right now, that I'm ginger with it. And I'm very, I'm not as abrasive with the prospecting as I sometimes would be. But I want you to just hear what this woman wrote. So we were talking about her maternity leave, and there's a new like benefit in Colorado that people can get as new moms and everything. And I asked her if she liked what she did. And she basically tells me that she liked her job before they were acquired, and now it's kind of changed. So we know businesses that are bought and sold. But then she says, it's another IVF mama. She says, all that we went through for our babies, I just can't imagine having someone else care for him. The thought of me going back to work literally kills me. Okay. So that's what she wrote to me. Then I wrote her back all about the FALMI stuff of what's happening. And then I said to her, sorry, we chat a lot, so I'm going through it. I said, I'm not sure if you keep your options open, but I'd love to chat with you about what I do. There's no doubt in my mind you'd be amazing, and it definitely creates flexibility as a mom. Okay. Then we chat. She says, I'd love to talk to you about what you do. I was trying to cyber stalk you, and it figures out I figures out I don't know what you do, but any opportunity that might offer me more time with my babe is worth talking about. So we're going to coffee the day before Christmas. Okay. Like, she lives like 30 minutes from me. We're both going to take the babes or whatever. But when I tell you, like, people are looking for this. But if I was talking to her like, oh my gosh, I need an enrollment. Oh my gosh, I only have 2 enrollments this month. Like, oh my gosh, how do I get this girl? Like, she feels all that energy. But when we're generally connecting, right, you're building relationships, and I hear the pain point and I just say, I have something that can help you. That's what Janny did for Jess and I. When she used to call Jess and be like, I picture you at the beach home. Like, you need to be at that beach home, not just twice a year. That's to get you to spend the whole summer there. And Janny used to tell me like, oh my gosh, Lauren, I cannot wait for you not to be at that miserable job. Like, she knew how unhappy I was. She goes, what do we need to do to get you out of there? And those conversations that we need to be having with people. Yes, we talk about the cleanse, and I love that we're back with nutrition and not just collagen. Yes, we're talking about our beauty products. Yes, we're talking about the happy mix. But when you look at the leaders who are presenting on the opportunity one pager, the part that we're really focusing on is how many cycles Do you need to make this worth your time? Looking at big picture, the leveraged income, the residual income, not a $200 bonus, not a $54 bonus, not a $50 coupon, but for someone to say 5 cycles a week would drastically change my, situation. 10 cycles a month would make it worth my while. 20 cycles a month would, replace my job. 50 cycles a month would, increase my job, like whatever that may be. And then saying, how can I get you there? So tomorrow's the last corporate call, biggest call of the year. We definitely want to get you guys on that. January 8th is our next team call. Between now and then, I love that Holly said, let's get your commitment of your 3 activities that you're going to do tonight. Between now and then, you guys, don't promise me, don't promise Jess, don't promise Ann, don't promise Laura, don't promise Holly or Erica or Emily or someone on this call. I want you to go look yourself in the mirror and just be like, why am I so grateful for Isogenics? What would my life be like without these products? What would my life be like without these friends? What would my life be like without the income? What would it be like without the trips? And who can I pay this forward to? And then over the next couple weeks, when you're like, man, I don't want to post today on social media, I drank too much eggnog last night or hot butter rums or whatever, and say, you know what, someone's watching. And I pray that this post lands on the right person that needs to see it today. When you don't want to do your calls and you don't want to do your follow-ups and you're in a funk, to be like, what would my life be like if I didn't have Ionics? Who can I reach out today that maybe dropped to their knees and said, please, there's got to be something out there that can help me with this stress. I can't handle it anymore, right? I mean, just think about that focus and what your class could look like, what your new class, what your team can look like in 2024. And as you start to get organized, I truly believe that sometimes we slow down to speed up. And over the next 2 weeks, some of the things that I always do for myself, and if anybody wants examples, just send me a DM and I will send it over to you. But I write a letter to myself, and I'm going to read you something without trying to get emotional, okay? But I always write my letter, and it's like a script that I read every morning that I, envision that I want things to come to fruition. I redo my vision board. Because I really believe that what you focus on, you find, and what you focus on grows, and what you focus on, you become, and what you focus on, you believe. And it's got to be in the forefront every single day. It's got to be the things that you see and the things that you are choosing to believe that are there. Okay. I like to set big, big, big goals. So if you saw like my whiteboard over here, it's like, what are my enrollments and what are my rank advancements and what are my cycle grows and what am I doing in Ryan's business? You guys, in another like 10 days, like it's done, right? 2023, whatever we could have and should have or did it, it's done, right? And now you move forward. And so I want to get really clear on that. And so I set really tangible, what I call SMART goals. SMART are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Okay. How many enrollments a week? How many enrollments a month? How many enrollments in a quarter, right? How many rank advancements in a quarter? How many people do I want to hit a certain cycle growth or a certain income number? And who are they, right? What type of person? Who are the people in my business? And if they're not there, who are they going to be? All right. So you have things that are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. If you're a 1-star and you're like, I'm going to be a 13-star by May, well, maybe, but most likely probably not, right? But for you to say, hey, I'm going to enroll 30 people between now and May, right? That's like 5 or 6 a month, totally possible. You say, I'm going to have 6 rank advancements, 1 a month, I'm going to bring this many people to celebration. Like those are very, very specific things, and they're measurable and they're attainable and they're realistic, and you have to have a timely fashion and then share them with someone. Okay. So I'm just so excited. Like I literally blocked out time when my mom is here with the baby or when Ryan is taking care of him that I can do my whiteboard, that I can do my letter to myself, and I can redo my vision board. So if I'm looking literally at my vision board right now, there's certain things that are important to me that I've had on my vision board, like to be a part of the fab. That hasn't happened. Guess what? It's going on there in 2024. Like I still want it. I still see myself as having that role with Isogenics. So I would never look at it and be like, gosh, darn it. Like Julie Ervik took my spot. Like she's a friggin' badass. I love that she's on there, right? But if I still want it, then I keep going for it. But there are really, really, really amazing things on there that have come to fruition. And one of them is Ryan's job, right? It has nothing to do with Isogenics, but it's just in terms of, opening up your mind to possibility and dreaming big together and believing in things that are possible. So we have our trip to Greece on here. We never took a honeymoon. For people that knew our story, we got married during the pandemic, then we went through IVF. Now we have a newborn. You know what? I've got first class seats. Picturing us landing in Santorini, that is staying on my vision board until we go. Might not be 2024, it might be 2025. But it's there, okay? And so it opens up your mind, so you start focusing on the things you want, the things that you're deserving of, the things you're worthy of, the things that you really want, instead of everything you don't want, okay? So over the next couple of weeks, can you get organized with your whiteboards? Can you do a vision board? Can you send your goals to somebody? Can you get clear on your dream team? And Holly and Ann are coming back and saying, hey, here it was in Costa Rica. We envisioned so many more people from these teams at this badass trip that's coming in May, right? We want to have 30 people, 27 people from Team Win and Dreamers in Action to be there. And she's already picturing it. She can already see it, the culture, right? The clarity, like what that looks like. And I've been telling some of my leaders, you guys, I've been doing this for 10 years, right? It's rare that anybody would stay in a job for that long right now. And I'm never frustrated at builders that aren't building anymore. And I'm never frustrated with customers that have tried something else. Like if I were to ask myself, is there anything I have used for 10 years besides Isogenics? The only thing that I honestly think is Lululemon. That's the only place I've shopped. Like I don't wear the same type of jeans. I don't wear the same type of shoes. I don't wear the same makeup. Like, and so instead of looking back and be like, oh my gosh, I have all these inactives in my pages, or oh my gosh, if that person would get back to executive, I'm focused on who's coming in. I'm focused about the person I was 10 years ago. Like I want to go recruit the old me. The burnout nutritionist desperate for this community, right? The burnout nutritionist broke that's looking for additional income. Like I want to go find the Jessica Rigner that's in corporate America, but nannies are raising her kid and she wants to be, at the beach house every single day with her kids. Like I get so fired up about that. And so for the sake of time, I'm not going to read you the whole letter. If anybody wants to, I'd be happy to send it to you so you have an idea of it. But my script for 2023 that I said I was going to share, when I wrote this, we had not gotten the confirmation that we were pregnant yet. And this was like me every single day thinking about what was going to happen. And so I was like, I'm so thankful for our transfer, for a healthy pregnancy. I write about how I envision my pregnancy, how we're going to have this like baby boy. But I write things like I wake up energized, focused, driven, nourished, and fulfilled. I'm disciplined with my time, my personal development, and it excites me to create content for my team and my brand. I'm incredibly passionate about showing others how to live their ideal life, physically and financially, right? And then with that, I say, as I'm carrying this baby and growing this baby, and I'm so happy that I'm home. And that's here. Like I look at him now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I read that every single day. I wrote that every single day, And I want you guys to write a letter to yourself of what is that important to you. I messaged Erica, the other day, just briefly. And holy, but Jesus, the things that this girl's working on, I mean, just a powerhouse outside of her isogenics. She's like, I've got to do this and I've got this going on. And I mean, my energy shifted like that as I surrounded myself with a 1%er, with a high achiever, with a dreamer, with a believer, with a go-getter. And I want you guys to plug into people like that, because if you hang out with the people that don't have what you want, guess what's not going to happen? The more you hang out with people that have the things that you want, guess what's going to start to happen? So I'm going to close with this, okay? Please don't spend one more second, one more minute, one iota looking back at 2023 with any shoulds. Should have, could have, had have, would have. Let all of that go. Whatever was meant to be was supposed to be, okay? When you look back at 2023, I want you to first of all fill your heart with all the blessings. And if you think like you're in a rut, go look at your phone. Everything you took a picture of, every dinner you went out with friends, every moment with family, every trip you went on, you go, holy shit, I've done a lot of things in the last 12 months, okay? So look back at 2023 with reflection and gratitude and excitement and joy. And then if you're in a season of growth, if you're in okay, instead of I should have done this, or I can't believe I only did this, or if only this, say, you know what, in 2024, I'm going to do this. I learned in 2023, so I improve here. 2023 taught me so that I can do XYZ in 2024. And I want you to go into it fiercely, excited and with momentum and an open heart, and just have this abundance of whatever you want. Excuse me, flooding into you. And then set those really, really, really clear goals. Have such a clear blueprint of exactly what you want. Be so specific with it. Talk to other people about it. Have the accountability. And then take your dreams and put them into fruition by setting those goals. Put them on paper on a whiteboard. Write yourself a letter. Give yourself a vision board. And then hold yourself radically responsible. You guys, the hardest and the saddest part for me as someone who's been in health and wellness for 2 decades in January is seeing everybody that has these massive goals and massive dreams at the beginning of the year and watching them crumble as quickly as they started. I want you to hold yourself with radical responsibility and accountability that the things that you know you're worthy of, that you're deserving of, that you want, that you see, that you envision, that you are going to do the action steps to make it happen. You guys, in 2013, I'm so fortunate, 2013, Jess and I both enrolled over 40 people in December, okay? If you ask me what my enrollments are right now in December, they're not 40. They're not even close to 40. But here's what I'll tell you. I am the person that is responsible for that, right? I wake up and I am totally distracted with a baby boy and then a puppy and I have these things. But I messaged Jess today and I said, you know what? No matter what, like this is my home. This is what I love to do. I can't even imagine if I had a 40-hour-week job, the things that would be happening, that it creates a burning desire to work harder, to do this more and find the people that we want to do it. That I want you guys to finally just think of what's your word for the new year. What is a word for 2024 that keeps you radically responsible for who you are, how you show up, what you invite other people to be a part of, what our team is about? And I know we always have a lot, but just spend some time. You don't have to do it today. You don't have to do it tomorrow, but just really, really lean into that. Be like, what's something that gets me out of bed with excitement? What's a word that I can say to myself before I ever prospect someone? What's a word that changes my energy before a team call? What's a word that gets me buzzing before I go into a networking event? And just continue to show up as the best person that you can be. Every one of us was created on purpose, with purpose. And I truly believe with every single cell in my body that Isagenix is in this tsunami of momentum, that there is a massive, massive flood of people that are looking for us, that are joining us, that are running to the freaking top with us. And just continue to show up from now for the rest of the year and start of the new year as the very, 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 very best you can. Not for you, but for what you can do for other people. I love you guys. Thank you, Holly. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you guys in January. Bye, guys.